Deutschland rocks.
Well, first of all, I'm actually a big fan of Germany. I love Germany. It's great. Germany is a huge leader. The coolest people I know are German. Germany has great car companies, some of the greatest car companies in the world, and amazing engineering ability.
Clearly, Elon Musk loves Germany, and he has good reasons. He just opened his first Gigafactory in Germany, the first Tesla factory. And that took him only 2 years. How did he do that? Simply without a building permit.
How do you manage to build so quickly?
Well, it is actually quite difficult to get all the permits. It requires a lot of effort and a lot of close cooperation with the authorities. I would definitely not say that it is easy to get the permits. It's not easy. One of the approaches that we did take was to proceed at risk with temporary permits. So there is a way to accelerate things in the system to go with temporary permits, but the risk is that your long-term permit could be denied, in which case that you have to stop everything.
And tear it down.
Yes. So most companies are not willing to take the risk of the temporary permit and then the risk of having to stop and tear down.
The Tesla factory was built on 19 temporary building permits. But I honestly think this was a very smart move of Elon Musk to just simply avoid all the hassle. If you have the guts and the money, then this is really the way to go. German bureaucracy is crazy and so time consuming, and this way he got it done. And also, to be fair, if anything would have been wrong building this, he would have to fix it from his own money or would have to tear it down. So I feel like the whole risk is on him, and I say he has guts, and this was great. Also, he's created thousands of jobs, so kudos to that. The other issue though was this was built close to a water protection area, and when a reporter asked him about that, this was his reaction.
One question, critics say that Tesla is stealing water from the region here.
No, this is completely wrong. It's like water everywhere here. Does this seem like a desert to you?
Okay, danke schön.
It's ridiculous.
What do you expect?
It rains a lot.
Yeah, he just laughs this off and says this is not the desert and it rains a lot, which it does. I still find this reaction a little bit disrespectful. There are multiple issues connected to this. Tesla in their own documents said they need 1.4 million cubic meters of drinking water every year for their factory, so they need a lot of water. But also the other issue is protecting the water from contamination, because this water is used as drinking water for the people that live in that area. That is definitely an issue. It's not just about how much water they need, it's also about the contamination. But then his remarks about Berlin, they are simply completely out of touch.
I have a lot of friends, German friends, and I think Berlin is a very fun city. There's also, from a location standpoint, people like, say, young people can live in apartments at a reasonable price in the city of Berlin.
Young people can live in apartments at a reasonable price? What? This is probably easy to say for a billionaire, for the richest man on earth. I have lived 30 years in Berlin, and no, apartments are not affordable, and they've only gotten more expensive over the years. I asked my followers on my German Instagram, and I asked only the people from Berlin to answer how they feel prices of apartments are, and 49% said they are too expensive, followed by 39% who said expensive. Here's an example of a 3-room apartment that you can rent for 1,160 euro, and it has 785 square feet.
But if somebody's got a family, they can still have an affordable house.
An affordable house? I lived 30 years in Berlin. I would have never been able to buy a house, and prices have only risen since I moved to the US, so no, I would never be able to afford to buy a house in Berlin. Again, I asked my followers on my German Instagram, and 79% said this is too expensive to buy a house in Berlin. So here's an example of a townhouse in Berlin, an area close to where I used to live, and this has 4 rooms, is 1,453 square feet, really small, and this cost 2.1 million euros. So no, I would never ever have been able to buy that. And I understand where Elon Musk is coming from, because he's coming from California. Obviously, if you compare prices, home prices, apartment prices from California to Berlin, it might appear as if this is affordable. However, keep in mind, salaries in Germany are way lower. So he's really completely off with his remarks that renting an apartment in Berlin is affordable, or to buy a house for a family is affordable. That is not the case for the people that live there. And while we're talking about salaries, it seems that Tesla doesn't really pay their employees in Germany very well, and people are complaining. I saw reviews online. People say they don't pay vacation money, Christmas money, things that Germans really got accustomed to and that are pretty normal for a German company to pay. They also have in Germany so-called tariffs, wage scales, which Tesla doesn't adhere to at all. Also, it seems like Tesla does not like unions at all, which are very, very common in Germany. So here's a review that I read online, and I'm gonna translate this for you. There's no collective agreement, no allowances, Christmas or holiday pay. The stock package takes 4 years of work to get it complete. You earn 1,800 euro as an unskilled employee, which is 95% of the workforce. For comparison, BMW and Daimler gets every permanent worker at least 2,800 euro for far less driving time and stress. Also, the constant reminder not to visit unions is not only illegal, but shows what Tesla thinks of such things. Sooner or later, however, there will be a bang, and then Tesla will have to accept conditions such as better wages and collective agreements. I feel like he sums it really pretty much up. Tesla doesn't really care how laws and rules and unions play a big role in Germany.
Berlin mayor once said Berlin is poor but sexy. Is that what attracted you?
Berlin's not that poor, but it's definitely sexy.
Berlin is sexy? Can a city be sexy? This is such weird wording for me. I wonder if he just loves the German women. Because you can love a woman or think a woman is sexy, but a city? Not sure about that. I have lived in Berlin. I won't really say Berlin is sexy in any way. For me, it seems like he really likes the electronic music part very much, which plays a big role in Berlin. So he likes dancing clubs, this kind of stuff. And that is why he actually enjoys Berlin so much. And for the opening of his new factory, he even had a party with hardcore electronic music.
I've always had a good time when I come here.
And he did a little dance himself. However, he was apparently recently rejected at Berghain, that is a very popular dance club in Berlin, with the really strictest bouncers. But he later claimed that was not the reason. He actually didn't want to go inside because there was a peace sign and he didn't like that, which does not make for me any sense at all. Many Germans, me included, think he just got simply rejected and feels now a little embarrassed about it. The reason why you get rejected to that club is really different than what you think. It's not like a black tie event or where you dress really fancy. It's more about authenticity, being really in that scene. And the bouncers, they can really see, do you belong there or not? So you should not come in a suit or anything. These people would probably not get in. However, this person would probably get in. So if Elon showed up in one of his suits, then probably he won't get in. This is not a dance club for the rich and fancy people. This is real and this is authentic. There have been many celebrities, including Conan, who have been rejected at the Berghain. Well, I guess you can't buy everything for money, although he could actually buy the Berghain.
It's ridiculous.
What do you